there, good people. Welcome to What is Real. This is our weekly video log from St. Anthony on the Desert Episcopal Church. And today I'm talking about personal space, both in the context of our faith community and just in general. In the middle of our worship services, everything grinds to a halt, and we stand up and start shaking hands. Some people hug. We even get out of our pews and cut across the room to greet one another, forming kind of a scrum in the middle of the sanctuary. And it's absolute chaos sometimes if you have enough people. If you're new to the community or a guest, you might be saying, what is this? Is the service over already? No, not yet. We're just passing the peace. We pass the peace for several reasons. Many of them are biblical. We do it because Jesus said to do it. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, if you're offering your gift at the altar, first be reconciled to your brother. So passing the peace began as a way for people in the Christian community to be reconciled to each other. We also pass the peace because at the Last Supper, Jesus said, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. So when Jesus is there with his friends, or even when he appears to the disciples after his resurrection, he greets them with peace. Peace be with you. And we bring these two things together just as Jesus shared his peace with us so that we may share our peace with one another. Sharing the peace with one another is an ancient Christian practice. Paul begins all of his letters by saying, grace to you and peace. This suggests that in the very early church, grace to you and peace was the way that Christians greeted one another. It was maybe their secret handshake. A secret handshake? Neither so secret now when we drop everything to engage with passing it to others, nor is it necessary that it be a handshake or a physical touch of any sort. The season of the coronavirus brought long-held habits of handshakes and hugs and kisses during the peace to a halt. And I know that that has been very challenging for some, and it has been a rallying cry of thanks be to God for others. The only universal for appropriate greeting is to ask first before we make assumptions. Some folks didn't wish to be in physical contact with others, strangers or people that they knew prior to COVID for a variety of reasons. Not everyone likes to be touched. Some are uncomfortable with that level of closeness. Others are immunocompromised or do not feel safe or soothed or loved when touched. For some, physical touch is associated with pain and control or even awkwardness, and for some, true danger. Whatever the reason, people's feelings are valid because they are their feelings, and because of that, they are valid, and there need not be any other reason for that. It's important that as we welcome back our dear friends, and we welcome those who are new guests who may become dear friends, that we are sensitive to each other's needs, and that we listen with our ears and our eyes and our hearts for what each of us is trying to tell the other. Sir Richard Henry Simpson Stilgoe is a British, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Is a British songwriter who wrote a song entitled Mrs. Beamish. It's intended to be a song that's humorous, and I believe it does rather humorously get to the point. The link is somewhere in the intro to this vlog. We're all different around how we choose to be greeted. For those of us who appreciate a hug, an environment where a hug has been, we feel safe to receive a hug, and hugs have been made safe, Coronatide has been difficult. I enjoy a hug when I have been asked first. I prefer not to shake hands during cold and flu season. Fist bumps and handshakes and elbow touches, foot taps, a friendly wave, a bow, a peace sign, all of these are wonderful and appropriate alternatives to hugging and kissing. Part of welcome and belonging is to honor this in each other, and in doing so, honor the God who has created us all.